Shang Mingyu and Zhang Wang were childhood sweethearts deeply in love. They confirmed their romantic relationship at the age of 18, both being outstanding and privileged elites admired by the whole school, forming an unrivaled perfect couple with a bright future ahead. When life was at its smoothest, Shang Mingyu accidentally saw floating bullets cream comments in the world. She learned that she only had 3 months left to live. After her death, Lin Shi, the female lead who looked 5 points similar to her, would take her place. Grieving over her passing, Zhang Wang would turn into a paranoid and overbearing boss. He would imprison and train Lin Shi as her substitute, starting a tragic and loving plot of chasing redemption. Shock yet come quickly. Shang Mingyu realized her fate. She was the short-lived white moonlight in a novel, and Lin Shi was the predetermined female lead. The bullet screens had set a fixed ending for her early death, the male lead's dark transformation, and the substitute female lead's rise. Proud, independent, and used to controlling her own life, Shang Mingyu refused to be manipulated by a script. She could never accept her beloved Zhang Wang falling for someone else and becoming a distorted character controlled by fate, open-minded by nature. She faced her impending death, calmly but resolved to rewrite the storyline, hold fast to her love with Zhang Wang, and refuse to yield to destiny. Soon after, Lin Shi, a thin and plainly dressed freshman from a poor family, deliberately bumped into Zhang Wang's arms. Suffering from severe cleanliness obsession, Zhang Wang drew away instinctively with obvious disgust. The bullet screams flooded in, complaining that the male Li had eyes for Shang Mingyu, sympathizing with Lin Shi, who is destined to suffer campus bullying because of her, and predicting the male lead would regret and chase after her in the future. Observing coldly, Shang Mingyu noticed Lin Shi deliberately created physical contact. Though bearing similar facial features, Lin Shi was not the innocent weak girl portrayed by the bullet screens, hiding hidden resentment and discontent in her eyes beneath her fragile appearance. The bullet screens exposed a hidden Ruth Lin. She was an illegitimate daughter born to Shang Mingyu's father and a former nanny. The nanny once applied to work for the Shang family and tried to seduce Mr. Shang on purpose. Dismissed before succeeding, she secretly conceived a child by underhanded means. After giving birth to Lin Shi, she came to ask for money but got nothing, forcing her to raise her daughter in a rural village amid hardship. Growing up lacking love and wealth, Lin Shi studied hard to get into the key high school. Coinciding with Shang Mingyu's doomed death, she transferred school to approach Zhang Wang deliberately. All coincidences were well-planned schemes, with a hidden system manipulating her to pursue the male lead and push the original plot forward. Seeing through all the causes, Shang Mingyu stopped being led by the bullet screens. One night, unable to calm her emotions, she messaged Zhang Wang, realizing her childhood sweetheart could always read her mood. She took the initiative to pull Zhang Wang to her room. Teasing and drawing close ambiguously, innocent and shy, Zhang Wang was flustered yet utterly dependent on her. After a tender moment, he left bashfully. Witnessing her parents' affectionate daily life, Shang Mingyu worried about them after her passing and tried to persuade them to have a second child, which failed as her father refused to let her mother endure pregnancy hardships. In class, Zhang Wang's eyes were fixed only on Shang Mingyu, stealing glances and smiling absent-mindedly, even when called on by the teacher. He answered perfectly without effort, his deep affection impossible to hide. Shang Mingyu joked and asked if he would love someone else in the future. The question upset Zhang Wang deeply, leaving him sullen and hurt out. The bullet screens warned of an upcoming campus bullying incident. Zhu Ji, a die-hard fan of their couple, would let others to bully Lin Shi for Shang Mingyu's sake, eventually being expelled and falling into a tragic life. Unwilling to involve innocent people, Shang Mingyu rushed to the bathroom in the gymnasium and stopped the quarrel. Zhu Ji accused Lin Shi of spreading rumors about being Zhang Wang's destined lover and provoking conflicts deliberately. Shang Mingyu mediated fairly, taking no sides, resolving the bullying crisis and saving Lin Shi from grievance. Afterwards, she dined with younger schoolgirls and felt their sincere love for her and Jiang Wang, cherishing the remaining time even more. When leaving school, Lin Xi's mother publicly beaten scolded her daughter, forcing her to drop out and marry for betrothal gifts. Onlookers hesitated to interfere as a family matter. Shang Mingyu stepped forward to call security to stop the chaos. Lin Shi looked to Jiang Wang for help but complained bitterly about Shang Mingyu's arrogance when offered kindness. Jiang Wang immediately stood in front of Shang Mingyu, refuted sharply, and took her away from the entanglement. As days passed, Shang Mingyu grew visibly thinner with her death countdown quietly beginning. She started making arrangements for her affairs, gradually stepping down from her position as the heir of the Shang group to reduce the blow to the company and to her family after her sudden passing. She also prepared to bid farewell properly to everyone important to her. According to the bullet screens, she was destined to die suddenly in the original plot. Her mother would fall into depression, her father would take her away to heal, and Zhong Wang would collapse in grief and be sent to a mental hospital, where Lin Shi would take the chance to approach him step by step. Shang Mingyu refused to let such an ending happen and would never allow Zhong Wang to fall into mental distortion. Soon, a haggard Lin Shi came to borrow 100,000 yuan to escape being forced into marriage by her family. Instead of lending money directly, Shang Mingyu promised to help her in her own way. Seeing through the greed and exploitation of Lin Xi's family, she took bodyguards to the urban village on the weekend. With 500,000 yuan in compensation and powerful deterrence, she forced Lin Xi's family to sign a severance agreement to cut off all entanglement completely. She then gave Lin Shi a bank card with 300,000 yuan to support her studies and independence. Torn and confused, Lin Shi confessed to Shang Mingyu that a system existed in her mind. The system told her she was the fated female lead, and Shang Mingyu was the short-lived white moonlight blocking her happy ending with Zhong Wang. It also predicted her suffering from bullying and being barred from the Shang family, claiming pursuing Zhong Wang was the only way to change her fate. Shang Mingyu patiently enlightened Lin Shi, telling her fate and feelings could never be controlled by a system, and she should distinguish right from wrong and follow her heart. She stated Zhong Wang was a human being rather than a substitute, and true love could only be exchanged with sincerity, while also dispelling Lin Xi's delusion of returning to the Shang family. After a 2-hour heartfelt talk, Lin Shi apologized sincerely for her previous narrow-mindedness and hostility. Walking out, Shang Mingyu met Zhong Wang waiting in the dark. The suppressed fear of death and reluctance burst out at last, and she threw herself into his arms in tears. Zhong Wang comforted her gently, swearing he would only love her for a lifetime. Embracing under the moonlight, the two hid a tragic fate doomed by the script. In the remaining days, Shang Mingyu stopped attending school. Using her already completed overseas study procedures, she stayed at home accompanying her parents every day. She acted coquettously beside her mother, and even her cold and domineering billionaire father stayed home to cling to his wife. Every evening, Zhong Wang waited faithfully at the door to accompany her for walks and create precious memories, his eyes full of tender love. Lin Shi broke free from the shadow of her original family and became bright and vigorous. Grateful to Shang Mingyu's kindness, she gave her a peace charm, sincerely wishing her longevity, and apologized for the estrangement imposed by the plot. She admitted she did not have feelings for the cold and stern Zhong Wang and preferred gentle people. The system kept brainwashing Lin Shi about the destined love between the male and female lead, yet Lin Shi resisted and refused to be manipulated any longer. Entrusted by Shang Mingyu, Zhong Wang occasionally met Lin Shi but always kept a distant and cold attitude. Zuji accidentally saw them together and misunderstood Zhong Wang as being unfaithful, complaining angrily to Shang Mingyu. Remaining calm and composed, Shang Mingyu saw through Zhong Wang's hidden deep affection without suspicion or estrangement. Her physical condition worsened day by day, with increasing fatigue and drowsiness, making her realize her end was near. Jiang Wang took her to study abroad as promised, traveling around the world. They watched the aurora in Murmansk and chased whales in Mauritius, leaving precious final memories among mountains, rivers and seas. When in good spirits, Shang Mingyu snuggled in Jiang Wang's arms and arranged her last affair softly. She begged him to hide her death from her parents and take good care of them, told him never to indulge in substitute love, live well for her sake, embrace new love if fate allows, and reunite with her when they grow old. The bullet screens were filled with prayers for Shang Mingyu, hoping she could defy fate and survive, full of reluctance and empathy. Having seen through life and death, Shang Mingyu only wished her loved ones a peaceful rest of life. On her final night, weak and cold, she fell asleep in Jiang Wang's arms and never woke up again. Holding her cold body, Jiang Wang was overwhelmed with grief, as if his soul had left with her. Following Shang Mingyu's last wishes, Lin Shi handled her funeral properly before visiting the dispirited Jiang Wang in a nursing home for mental health. Faced with Lin Xi's comfort, Jiang Wang remained cold and decisive. He made it clear he had seen through the illusion of the system and the script, and would never love anyone other than Shang Mingyu, even after her passing. His words shattered Lin Xi's secret expectation, leaving her ashamed and fleeing in embarrassment. Soon after, Jiang Wang chose to end his life and follow Shang Mingyu in death, staying together beyond life and death, with the male leads passing. The original plot collapsed completely. The system attempted repeatedly to repair the storyline but failed, eventually fading away forever. Lin Shi finally realized love and destiny could never be manipulated by a program. The world broke free from the shackles of the novel script and returned to the true warmth of humanity.